programming, from where to start, how to start learning programming. I think it's the most frequently asked question about programming. And in this video, I want to give you the full answer, how the approach, how to start, the mentality that you need to have when to start. But the short answer is you just need to start. Take the first step and start learning. And then, like, everybody has his or her own kind of way of learning. But in this video, I want to give a sort of a guide to people who are kind of confused in finding the better way how to start because of too much information on the internet, too many new courses, boot camps, or like whether to take the computer science degree or not, or I don't know, like some tutorials that you have on the internet. So I want to give like my perspective on programming and how to start with it. And first of all, I want to kind of answer the question, there are so many videos on which programming language to learn in X year in 2021. And like the thing is that programming is not the language. Programming is a sort of a science that it's not like you learned something once and then you can use this knowledge and be a cool coder, earn a lot of money and be like respected everywhere. Not, it's like programming is a mindset, it's like the basis of knowledge where you can put bricks on top of that and learn new technologies, learn new languages. And in this kind of basis, this kind of foundation, I'm going to be talking about in the first part of this video. In the second part of this video, I'll share my resources that help me to learn programming, and I hope that it might be useful for others. But I just want to say that there is no ideal course, ideal school, ideal boot camp, or ideal faculty at X university that will definitely make anybody a good coder. I just think that everybody has his or her own path, and the only thing to become a good software developer, a good software engineer, a good coder is just to try and to understand which approach is the most useful, the most effective for you. And in the third part of this video, I'm gonna share with you like my conclusion and my advice, my vision on programming, and give you some advice how to learn faster, at least some advice that I would give myself a year ago. So let's get started. First of all, the foundation. The foundation is the mindset. I think like we should start with the mentality, and you need to tell yourself that it should be consistent. You should learn almost every single day. And you should tell yourself that it's not that difficult, but it's not that easy as you can imagine that somebody tells you that. So probably, perhaps it will be easy, perhaps not. And perhaps you'll have to put a lot of effort, a lot of energy in it, that you'll need to sacrifice something. And there might be moments then nothing's gonna work, or like times of frustration, total, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I have these times when I don't want to code anymore. So this kind of doubts, but you should like kind of understand that this might happen, that you're not a robot, that you might, for example, got sick and all of your plans might be ruined, that there might be some things that you have this thought of, oh, I will never understand this. This is too hard for me. No, nothing is too hard. Nothing is too difficult for you. You can do anything. If somebody understood this, you will understand that for sure. You just probably need more time than others, but you'll make it. You'll do it. So this kind of mindset that you should have before starting programming, think about this. And this foundation, this basis of any programming language is the second kind of part of the whole foundation that I'm talking about. It's the real basics of any programming language. And it doesn't matter from which programming language you start, but you have to be aware of what is the variable, what is the function, parameters, the data structures, data types, char, float, int, structs, classes, if it's object-oriented language, linked lists, binary trees, doubly linked lists, just different data types. The conditions, if, what is the difference between if and else if, different loops like while, do while, for, where to use one, when to use the other one, like the syntax of the language, because some languages has like more kind of things than the others, and you should know about that. This kind of things, this basics is the it's like the alphabet in the system of sounds of the language. Like I'm talking in English right now, and I couldn't speak English if I don't know the alphabet of English and the sounds, how to pronounce things, right? And the same is for programming language. You can't write the code if you don't know how to write it. So you need to first have this basic stuff, and then you're gonna create something interesting. The thing is that it's kind of difficult first to learn this kind of boring stuff, because for me, this kind of, data types, what is it? It sounded like very boring, but at the same time, it's new information. It's very interesting, and it's so amazing when this kind of zeros and ones is everything. You can do a lot of stuff with it. All right, so the third component of this foundation is like IDE, shell, and Git. I put it into the one component, and it's because it's interconnected. So you need where you write the code, right? It's the text editor IDE. How you need to learn how to compile your code, how to debug your code, learn different shortcuts, because it's also very important how to code fast, different functionality of the IDE you're using. Also, basic commands in shell like cd, ls, mkdir, or touch, this kind of things, how to use redirections, pipes, and so on, because it's very useful. And also writing scripts in shell, which will kind of test your program if you'd like, or do different stuff only with one command, bash .sh, and that's it, and everything's like running. And Git over the version control system, because you can't kind of work on a project and have different versions and send to your teammate a zip archive and also to your like colleagues. No, it's not gonna work, right? And it's not only useful for this team projects, but for you as well, like different versions, and you can like roll back to the previous version, see the changes, see the commits, and I think it's like the three phrase that you need to be written on the elbow: git add, git commit, and git push. That's like the first three comments that I've learned, but Git has different other functionalities. And the fourth, the final component of this foundation is algorithms. I think a year ago, I should have said to myself, Anna, please, from the day one when you started learning programming, go to different websites where you can solve algorithmic problems. And it's not only like the fact that big companies, they ask for solving algorithms, but also because it gives you like this kind of algorithmic mindset and this kind of approach when you look at the task, when you look at the problem, and you have a sort of like the list of things that you should do there, like I don't know, and in programming language, not only like the algorithm, the what you should do, and then transform it into the language you're learning now. So this kind of skill. Sometimes I lack this experience, so that's why I'm trying to. And this kind of algorithmic mindset that can be created only by solving different types of tasks and algorithms, it will help you at work, not only during the interview, but also I think in daily tasks as well, because it creates this algorithmic mindset. So that's it, guys, for the first part, for the foundation that you should have. And so we came to the second part of our video, and it is about the resources that I have used and that I want to recommend. About the mentality, I think you should work on yourself. Probably ask your friends who are developers, what do they recommend as something, and kind of answer this question to yourself. Would you really like to put your feet on this path of programming, of the road called programming? Would you really like, do you really need it? This kind of thing. And then you're gonna come to the second part, and my advice for the second part is the course CS50 of Harvard University. By the way, I'm gonna put all of the links of the resources that I recommend down below this video, but if not, if for example the link doesn't work, so you can easily do it by Googling. That's what I'm gonna show you right now. Just go on the internet and type like CS50 x Harvard, and that's what is shown, Harvard. What I was talking about, the foundation, they learn C, arrays, it's data structures, algorithms, memory, data structures as well, like it's data types, Python, SQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Flask, and ethics. Also, they have some tracks like security, artificial intelligence. The good thing of this course is that you have lectures, notes, slides, short videos, I think, like data types, operators, conditional statements, everything that I was talking about in the first part of this video. And you also have problem set, and this is very important, like practicing what you've learned. This is like really cool. They also have the IDE in the platform, but I kind of recommend you to do it as well in your terminal, in Vim, or in I don't know, any text editor or IDE you can Google yourself and you're comfortable to work in. So actually also, like right now we also have the paths of security, artificial intelligence, but I remember like I looked at the 2020 program, and you can also easily find it like that. And they had tracks of Android games, iOS web, so probably better to also watch these videos. I don't know. Just have a look and decide yourself what is more suitable for you. The other resource that I was talking about is Shell, Git, and IDE. And I recommend this course, Command Line to be Dangerous. And they have different books on this website. And the thing is that you see, like right now, I think 2-3 years ago, it used to be for free. But right now you have some kind of free trial for 7 days. For example, here you see Command Line, more info. If I click here, and it's $5 per month. So, but if I'm not mistaken, you have like a free trial or something, or at least you can look at the content and decide whether you want this course or not. Free sample chapters. That's what you have. Because some people, they really like reading rather than watching tutorials. Like my peers, my classmates, I love watching YouTube tutorials because I don't really like a lot of stuff written. I can't be focused that much on the text. But some people, one of my classmates, he prefers reading. And sometimes we interchange the information that I got from the video and he got from books. So, everybody has his or her different approach, but I really recommend these tutorials. You also have here the tutorial on text editor. It's like IDE about Git. So don't hesitate to look at it. And you also have dev environment book, which is, it's not really a book, it's like an article. It gives you the impression of how people write code, right? What is shell, what is text editor, what is Git, and about the programming language. Probably from this short article, you can start your path in programming. So go on. Check out this website as well. The other recommendation for shell, how to master it, is the game. And I will also put down the link below this video. And you see here, first, you just kind of learn concepts of scripting of shell by just kind of a game. So you see here, you need to log into the game using SSH. So first concept that you learn is SSH. Then you also need to solve the problem by learning these commands like ls, sd, file, do, find. And there are different levels, 33 levels. 34. So I think it's a fun way of learning something. So also really recommend you this kind of thing. For algorithms, I personally do solve problems, solve tasks on LeetCode. But some people also recommend CodeWars. I think just if you have any other resources on algorithms, please write down in the comment. I'll just show you how I solve tasks on LeetCode and what kind of benefits that you can have from LeetCode. So here you see you have problems like daily challenges, algorithms, databases, shell, concurrency, I don't know what is in there. And you have like kind of algorithms, databases, even shell here in different levels, difficulties. For example, this one I have already solved, and I solved 12 only, but we have like more than almost 2,000 tasks. So for example, add two numbers, and you have IDE in there. So you see, and you can run the code to test it. Then you also have the button submit, and it runs the tests only that is given here, but when you submit, it has a lot more different tests. It also checks like of time complexity and so on. And if you, for example, don't know how to solve it, it's there. Here is the solution or the discussion. Sometimes there is no solution, so you have to unlock it by buying subscription. Depends on the tasks really. And also you can choose a different language in which to write. And with LeetCode, I strongly recommend you not to look at the solution before trying at least to solve the task, the problem yourself. Me personally, I kind of spend, if for example, I understand that I am totally lost, that the program works in some ways and the other it doesn't work. And only then, when like I've tested everything, I've done everything, I can't make up any solution, then I look at the solution. But the important thing is that I come back to this problem, to this task in a week to test if I have learned something or not from it. And I think in general, like the other resources that you can use is just Google books, Google some materials, tutorials. As I told you, there is no perfect tutorial or course that you can take. Just try something. Sometimes for like, I'm learning C++ right now, and I'm just Googling, for example, I need to dive deep into the STL, and I Google books and resources for STL, like deep information that I really need to learn. In conclusion, I would like to say that after all of this foundation that you have and the resources that you kind of worked on, after that, you only choose the paths, like the directions on where to work, whether it's web, and in web it might be backend, front end, DevOps, it might be mobile or Android, iOS development, anything. And me personally, I haven't really decided yet what I want to do. I'm working on backend, but I might end up with switching the direction. And this foundation, you can imagine like a tree trunk with different branches. And as long as you created this trunk, you can choose different branch easily, but you can't create a tree only by constructing branches, right? First, you need the solid trunk. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I have done, I guess. And right now it's not a problem for me to choose the path. It's the problem what to choose, right? And then it's practice. Try to have like cases what you can put in your portfolio. In School 42 we have it's a project oriented way of studying, and that's why I have these projects in my portfolio, I can say. But if you don't have, I think it's better to try to find yourself this kind of cases. Probably create your own application, website, anything that you're working on. It gives you more knowledge. It gives you like the real practical skills. And be honest with yourself. The last advice that I can give, if I've already told you with lead code example, if you don't know the answer but can read the code, it doesn't mean that you can solve this problem. So if you have like looked up into the solution, it's better to repeat it, revise it the next time. If you really have this knowledge in your head, in your mind or not, because it's like, it's very easy to kind of lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Like if you understand the code, it doesn't mean that you can write it yourself, that you can come up to the solution yourself. So that's it, guys, for this video. Hope it was useful for you. Let me know in the comments other resources, other techniques and mindset that you can have in starting programming. I see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bisous, bisous.